Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches. No importa la hora que sea, siempre es un gran momento para aprender español con Profesor Pablo y el famosísimo y difunto, el gran Michael Jackson. Esta camiseta la estoy estrenando, debuting hoy con esta lección. Me la compró, me la regaló mi hijo mayor. Fue a Los Ángeles, al Garment District, al distrito donde venden ropas, y la encontró y me la compró y me la regaló. Gracias a mi hijo. La música de Michael Jackson no tiene comparación. Es fantástica. Bueno, la lección de ahora. All right, this is a pit stop. A pit stop is where I throw up sentences on the board incorporating items that we have studied. Now, we know that there are only 10 things you can do to a verb. The verb numbering system, the verb universe. All the verb conjugations here on the board are conjugations and verb structures that we have studied time and time again during our 300 plus lessons. However, you're going to find out there's always a little wrinkle, something new to learn. So let's see how we do these. The first sentence is probably the most difficult of them all and the longest for sure. I was hoping I could go with you guys, but I just found out that I have to work tomorrow. A long sentence, it's like Legos, right? It's just like one Lego with another Lego. Look, you've got your verbs are the important part of any sentence. So let's take a look at it and break it down. I was hoping. Well, the first thing, the verb esperar is to hope. Now, when you say I was, the bell's got to go off and start ringing and tell you it's in the past. So is it preterite, a one-time thing, or is it imperfect, something that was unfolding and happening? Well, we're talking about esperar in the past. It's going to be imperfect because when you say I was hoping, you were still in when you refer to the thought, you were in the process of still thinking that. So I was hoping. You could go estaba esperando, but I prefer in this case esperaba. Esperaba. They both work, but let's go with the imperfect esperaba. And it's a subjunctive sentence. When you hope something would happen, it's got to be subjunctive. So we know subjunctives are a three-part. We got to have a trailer hitch, right? The tow vehicle, the hitch, and the trailer. So this would be esperaba que I could go. Now, could comes from the verb can, which is poder, P-O-D-E-R. And then ir is ir. I was hoping that I could go. Esperaba que. Because esperaba is in the past, we need the past subjunctive form of poder. You find that by going to the ellos preterite pudieron, change that O to an A, and then back off to the conjugation you need. So here we have esperaba que pudiera ir. You could say esperaba que yo pudiera ir. With you guys, that's easy. Con ustedes, but, pero, I just found out. Now, how do you say you just did something? It just rained, we just arrived, it just happened? That is acabar de plus infinitive. So acabar, I just now, referring to now at that moment, right? So we're going to go present tense, pero acabo de, and what's the verb to find out? It's saber. Encontrar is to find, like to find an object or a person, but to find out something is saber. So we have, esperaba que pudiera ir con ustedes, pero acabo de saber that, que, I have to work tomorrow. That's a first year sentence. How do you say to have to do something? That's tener que plus infinitive. So this would be verb number 3, present tense, tengo, it's a go verb, tengo que trabajar mañana. So let's break it down. Esperaba que pudiera ir con ustedes, pero acabo de saber que tengo que trabajar mañana. Esperaba que pudiera ir con ustedes, pero acabo de saber que tengo que trabajar mañana. Listen to it now. Esperaba que pudiera ir con ustedes, pero acabo de saber que tengo que trabajar mañana. Tengo que trabajar mañana. See that? Okay. Please tell your sister that I didn't have time to call last night. Please tell. Well, tell is a command. If it's your sister, then it's going to be the familiar command. Now, the verb tell is decir. What's the familiar command for decir? It's irregular. It's di. And tell her you need the pronoun le. Por favor, dile a tu hermana that. Por favor, dile a tu hermana que no, didn't have. Now here we go, tener in the past. Is it preterite or imperfect? Think about it. All night long you had the desire to call his sister, but every time you thought of doing it or the thought entered your mind, the time to do it did not exist. So as you refer to it, it constantly was a condition that was still unfolding in the past. So we're going to go imperfect. Por favor, dile a tu hermana que no tenía tiempo to call her. To call her. No tenía tiempo para llamarla anoche. Por favor, dile a tu hermana que no tenía tiempo para llamarla anoche. So we've got a command. We've got an imperfect. We have an infinitive. And there you go. Pretty easy. Mom said she found your keys under the couch. Mom said, well, that's past. That's something that happened. It's over. That's preterite, the verb decir. Decir is a J verb. Mamá dijo, D-I-J-O, no accent. Mamá dijo que, even though we don't say that, you could say mom said that she found or mom said she found. In Spanish, you need the que. Mamá dijo que. This is not subjunctive because you're just relaying information. Mamá dijo que she found your keys under the couch. The verb to find most commonly is encontrar. There is a verb hallar with an H, but more commonly we use encontrar. Mamá dijo que encontrar in the preterite. It's a regular AR verb in the preterite. Encontró your, tus, llaves. Under the couch, under would be one word, debajo del sofá. Mamá dijo que encontró tus llaves debajo del sofá. All right, next one. My sister says she wants to be a doctor when she grows up. My sister says, the verb decir, that's present tense, right? Decir. How does it go in the present? Digo, dices, dice. Mi hermana dice, you need the que, even though it's not here in English. Mi hermana dice que she wants, that's present tense of querer. Mi hermana dice que quiere. To be is ser. You don't need una, just doctora. Mi hermana dice que quiere ser doctora. When, cuando. Now, what do we know about cuando? After cuando, if you refer to an action that has not happened yet, it must be verb number 8, opposite vowel, present subjunctive. Now, to grow up is crecer, C-E-R, crecer. So the yo form is going to be a ZC. In the present tense, crezco. You got to change that O to an A, and then you have crezca. Mi hermana dice que quiere ser doctora cuando crezca. Sorry, I didn't know you were talking to me. Well, sorry is lo siento. Lo siento. If something bad happens to someone, you can say, oh, lo lamento mucho. But just a generic, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Lo siento, lo siento. I didn't know. There you go. Didn't, we're in the past again with the verb saber. Remember, saber in the preterite means to find out, and saber in the imperfect means to know. So this would be, lo siento, no sabía que. You need the que, even though it's not there in English. It could be there in English. I didn't know that. I didn't know you were talking to me. Lo siento, no sabía que, the pronoun would come now, me, were talking to me. Okay, we're talking, well, it's going to be in the past. Is it preterite or imperfect? Well, when it's being referred to, the action was still happening, so it's going to be imperfect. You have two choices. You could say, lo siento, no sabía que me estabas hablando, imperfect of estabas, or just simply me hablabas. Lo siento, no sabía que me hablabas, or no sabía que me estabas hablando. That's the one I prefer. Over here, we want to choose a name before the baby is born. Okay, we want, that's present tense, querer, we know that. Queremos. You might not remember the verb to choose. It's escoger, E-S-C-O-G-E-R. Queremos escoger a name, un nombre, before antes de que el bebé. Now, after antes de que, we need subjunctive. In this case, it's going to be present subjunctive. If you follow antes de que with a verb, it's either always going to be present subjunctive or past subjunctive. Here, it must be present subjunctive. Now, the verb to be born is nacer, much like we did crecer and crezca, C-E-R. Go to the yo form of the present tense is nazco, N-A-Z-C-O. Change that to an A, you have nazca. Now we have our answer. Queremos escoger un nombre antes de que el bebé nazca, N-A-Z-C-A. We will be able to go provided it doesn't rain. Will, where there's a will, there's a future. We will be able. To be able is poder. Poder in the future is irregular. Take P-O-D-R and then add the E-M-O-S. Podremos ir. How do you say provided? Con tal de que. That's another one of those adverbial conjunctions after which you must always use the subjunctive, present or past. Podremos ir con tal de que no, it doesn't rain. So we need verb number 8, opposite vowel, present subjunctive of llover. It's a UE stem changer. Llueva. Podremos ir con tal de que no llueva. Our last one, it's important that you read this before going in. It's important that you read this before going in. It's important, okay? Es importante that you read. Oh, es importante que. That's a subjunctive sentence. We need our third part. We need the trailer. Es importante is the tow vehicle. Que is the trailer hitch. Now we need the opposite vowel, present tense, present subjunctive. Es importante que leer. Okay, so it's going to end in AS. Es importante que leas esto with an O antes de, before going in. Remember, with a conjugated verb, you're going to go antes que or antes de que with a subjunctive. But if you're using an ing form, you're going to go antes de without the que and go infinitive. Remember, after any preposition, if you have a verb immediately after a preposition, it will always be the infinitive. So, es importante que leas esto antes de entrar. That's it. All right, go over them quickly. I was hoping I could go with you guys, but I just found out that I have to work tomorrow. Esperaba que pudiera ir con ustedes, pero acabo de saber que tengo que trabajar mañana. Break these down into small segments. Don't look at the big thing. A big sentence is just one phrase with some linking words, another phrase with some linking words, right? Please tell your sister that I didn't have time to call her last night. Por favor, dile a tu hermana que no tenía tiempo para llamarla anoche. Mom said that she found your keys under the couch. Mamá dijo que encontró tus llaves debajo del sofá. My sister says she wants to be a doctor when she grows up. Mi hermana dice que quiere ser doctora cuando crezca. Sorry, I didn't know you were talking to me. Lo siento, no sabía que me estabas hablando. We want to choose a name before the baby is born. Queremos escoger un nombre antes de que el bebé nazca. We will be able to go provided it doesn't rain. Podremos ir con tal de que no llueva. It's important that you read this before going in. Es importante que leas esto antes de entrar. Okay, please subscribe, please like. Favor de suscribirse y por favor haga clic en me gusta, ¿verdad? Por favor, ayudará a que crezca el canal. There's your crezca. We just had it, right? And I just said it will help for the channel to grow. Ayudará a que el canal crezca, subjunctive. See, subjunctive is with us everywhere, okay? Please like, please subscribe. Let's grow this channel. Let's get this channel to explode, okay? Let's take it to warp speed. All right, gracias amigos por todo. Hasta la próxima lección. Cuídense mucho y sean buenos y ayuden a todos que puedan. Bye bye.